one strategic position, one assault team, one mission. In this documentary, you'll witness one of the most intense trench assaults carried out by the reconnaissance company of Ukraine's 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade. Fighting side by side, Ukrainian, American, and Canadian volunteers advance through enemy trenches under constant fire, FPV drone attacks, and relentless resistance. These are authentic frontline recordings that reveal the reality of modern trench warfare, where every meter gained comes at a cost. This is a detailed analysis of one of the most dramatic combat videos from the Russia-Ukraine war. The footage, recorded in August on the Avdiivka front, shows a textbook example of an assault on a strategically important enemy position. The operation was carried out by the reconnaissance company of Ukraine's 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade. Two Humvees carrying Ukrainian fighters approached the enemy position. What follows is a fast-moving assault that will later be remembered as one of the most striking examples of coordinated trench warfare on the Eastern Front. The assault team is a combined international unit. Among the fighters are Ukrainians, Americans, and Canadians. They are divided into three assault elements: Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. The vehicles stop near the enemy position. The soldiers dismount and immediately move into combat. From the first seconds, the battle becomes extremely intense. Bravo Group advances toward the enemy trench line. The distance between the opposing forces is extremely short, less than 10 meters. Grenades are thrown toward the enemy positions, while suppressive fire begins immediately. The soldiers are forced to react quickly, moving through the trenches while maintaining constant fire.
I'm gonna frag it!
The perspective now shifts to a marksman operating at extremely close range. He must react instantly to enemy fighters appearing only meters away. The battle is taking place inside the enemy trench network, where space is extremely limited. Soldiers are firing almost shoulder to shoulder. In such conditions, there is always a risk of accidentally hitting a teammate. However, the fighters are well trained and respond quickly to every threat. The battle is fast and chaotic, but the fighters operate with remarkable discipline. Many of the soldiers have combat experience in other conflicts around the world. Americans, Canadians, and Ukrainians share tactics and battlefield experience. Before this operation, the unit conducted joint training and coordination exercises. All communication between Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie groups is carried out in English, allowing the international fighters to coordinate effectively during the assault. The wounded fighter is an American volunteer. An explosion throws debris from a defensive structure onto him. A large wooden beam from the enemy fortification collapses and strikes him. Despite the blast and concussion, the soldier remains conscious. His teammates quickly remove the debris and help him move away from the active fighting area. He begins crawling towards safety to await evacuation.
Jesus, cock. Ugh.
Hey, get the PKM, man. Idiot, got the PKM. You're okay, mate. Hey, push in the cover here. Okay?
Meanwhile, Charlie Group advances toward another enemy position. They provide suppressive fire while moving forward. The enemy is extremely close, sometimes less than 10 meters away. At one moment, Russian forces fire an RPG-7 grenade launcher toward the Ukrainian fighters, but the shot misses. Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie groups begin surrounding several enemy positions simultaneously. The defenders are gradually trapped. Ukrainian fighters now control both sides of the trench network. Russian soldiers have very little room left to retreat. One wounded Russian machine gunner removes his body armor and tries to treat his injuries. Another Russian soldier attempts to help him while Ukrainian fighters observe the situation. However, a serious mistake occurs. The wounded Russian machine gunner is underestimated. Despite being injured, he suddenly opens fire again and hits a Ukrainian fighter with his machine gun. Immediate medical assistance is provided to the wounded Ukrainian soldier. At the same time, a Russian FPV drone appears overhead. Fortunately, it misses its target and explodes nearby.
Got them fucking quick release! Drone! Fuck! Suicide drones! They're coming for us. The suicide drones. We need cover.
The wounded Ukrainian soldier receives treatment. His equipment is removed to make evacuation easier and to examine his injuries. Meanwhile, the battle continues.
Can you get my belt?
Cover me!
The machine gunner responsible for the attack is eliminated with a grenade. This section of the trench becomes clear of enemy fighters. The assault group continues advancing deeper into the position.
Fuck. Yep.
What's that?
I don't know.
The ammo.
Bravo Group is now fighting in another section of the enemy defenses. Heavy return fire continues. The battle turns into extremely close-range trench combat. Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie groups gradually close the trap around the remaining Russian fighters. Soon, most of the defending infantry will either be incapacitated or captured. At one point, a Russian soldier accidentally runs into a Ukrainian-held trench. Realizing his mistake, he immediately runs back toward his own lines. The American fighters do not fire at him because he appears unarmed. They assume he is surrendering. However, the soldier had simply entered the wrong trench. He manages to escape back to his own position. The remaining enemy fighters are exhausted and demoralized. They continue resisting, but their situation is hopeless. Grenades and suppressive fire are used to finish clearing the position. Eventually, the strategic height on the Avdiivka direction is captured. Despite injuries, destroyed equipment, and heavy fighting, the assault operation is successful. One of the Humvees used during the assault was destroyed earlier in the battle. Fortunately, the crew and the soldiers inside survived. The Russian forces respond with heavy fire. Various types of weapons are used against the assault group: artillery, drones, and small arms. Ukrainian defenders often fight in unequal battles against larger enemy forces. Many volunteers from other countries stand alongside them. In this operation, Americans, Canadians, and Ukrainians fought together as a single unit. Their cooperation and battlefield experience played a crucial role in the success of the assault. These soldiers are not only defending Ukraine, they are defending the right of people to live peacefully and freely. Their determination and solidarity inspire people around the world who have suffered from aggression and war. Many believe that justice must prevail and that those responsible for aggression must eventually face consequences. Throughout history, Russia has conducted numerous military campaigns and conflicts. In the 20th and 21st centuries alone, Russian forces and associated military groups have been involved in conflicts across multiple regions of the world. These wars have often brought destruction, displacement, and suffering to civilian populations. Such conflicts demonstrate how war creates poverty, instability, and human tragedy. Today, Ukrainian soldiers continue defending their country against invasion. They fight alongside volunteers from many nations who share the same belief in freedom and justice. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. See you in the next video.